Yeah, okay, what is the question about Yogi Ramaya?
Uh, did he teach yoga asanas? You or anybody else?
Okay, he himself um, have been practicing yoga asanas a lot, actually every day, and I may say something like around 20 or 30 different asanas which were favorite for him. It's slightly sounds strange, but he was practicing some qigong exercises as well. Why I'm saying that it sounds strange? Because okay, Westerners, we are very much open. Okay, we can learn whatever is useful and interesting for us. But the Oriental people, they prefer only things which are part of their family tradition. Even if you take food, we as Westerners enjoy whatever kind of food: Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Italian, Mexican. But when, according to my observation, when Indians come to West, to Europe or the United States, they prefer Indian restaurants. It's the same with Chinese people, etc. And the same thing is about techniques or exercises. Most of the Indian yogis, if they work with the physical body, they prefer Hatha yoga and pranayama, and they mostly don't like to use Taoist, Chinese, like Qigong or things like that. But now quite many things are changing, and it was a huge surprise for me just in the beginning of this year when I was in India, and I spent maybe a couple of months in Mysore, and I visited Ganapati Sachitananda Swami Ashram, and he gave
Please can you repeat? Please can you repeat?
Ganapati.
For 5 seconds I didn't hear.
Oh, okay. When I was in Mysore this year, I spent time in Ganapati Sachitananda Swami Ashram. I know this great master, great yogi for more than 20 years, and he is very famous all over the world as musician, but really he is a divine incarnation and divine master. And he gave a wonderful 3 days Kriya Yoga program in his ashram. And it was something like 2 or 3 thousands of people who are participating, and you may imagine that no high-level advanced techniques was there, because for the crowd it's not possible. Just breathing exercises, some physical exercises, and of course elements of Kriya Yoga. And this Swamiji, Ganapati Swamiji, he has a slightly different Kriya Yoga system. Source is mostly the same, but still a difference is there. And it was interesting for me that, he gave some Hatha Yoga exercises, but some Qigong as well. And for me it was a kind of revolution, because most of the Indian gurus, they never do this. And if we'll come back to Yogi Ramaya, he was practicing some Qigong exercises slightly, and it was very nice and interesting. And he was when he was working with his physical body, he daily he is taking like a lot of herbal medicine, minerals, vitamins, both Indian and American. That was also quite important for him. His diet was, he was a vegetarian, Actually, till the age 28, he was eating everything, including meat, fish, vegetables. But since the age of 28, he was vegetarian, and his father was not vegetarian, and mother was vegetarian. And he was fond of spicy and very spicy traditional South Indian food. Sometimes he could take tea and coffee, and sometimes, quite for a long time, he could like abstain from that. Okay, milk products was part of his diet. Yeah, like milk, even ice cream sometimes. Yeah, and garlic and onion also part of his diet. Just his personal choice was that he didn't like tomatoes, for example, but no reason for that. Yeah, and yeah, he taught me certain Hatha yoga techniques, and some of that Hatha yoga exercises I am practicing every day. But in my case, okay, I like Taoist gymnastic like Tai Chi and Qigong, and I practice like quite a lot of Tai Chi and Qigong every day. And I have learned like Chen style of Tai Chi Chuan, and I'm practicing it also for years. And I think it's very important for me, and to be like, you know, to share with such a part of my life story that some part of my life I was badly ill actually because of different karmic reasons, and from the age of 15 till the age of 30 I was really like a very ill person, and that by itself influenced my life. For example, in 90s when I spent more than 10 years in India, in Yogi Ramaya ashram, in Sathya Sai Baba ashram, you know, the question is how it's happened that I just spent years there. And then the reason why it's so happened, like, you know, sometimes illness can be blessing. And just now, if I imagine that, imagine myself at that time in the beginning of 90s, if I'll, you know, was absolutely healthy, for sure my focus could be, you know, on business, family, creative projects, and maybe I could go to India for a couple of weeks here and now and after, but not for more than 10 years. And when I was in the Sathya Sai Baba ashram, and I was lucky enough to be his translator for years, and that's the reason why I published 3 books about him. You know, like half of my inner questions were about meditation and enlightenment, and half of my questions were about, okay, come on, how can I heal myself, you know, because that was my bad conditions. And I mean everything, like some headaches, some heart problems, kidney, liver, prostate, joints, you know, stomach, you know, everything was in very bad conditions. And well, I believe that great masters really helped me to experience this so-called self-healing, but I want to emphasize that self-healing, not just healing. And because of my intensive Qigong, Tai Chi, Kriya Yoga, and mantras, that was my own effort. That's the reason why when people come to me and ask, okay, advices about how can we heal ourselves, you know, my answer is, okay, you can visit different healers, why not? You can take medicine, but remember, 99% of your healing is self-healing. You have to think properly, you have to take proper food, and the most important, you have to do some exercises. And according to my experience, Qigong is more powerful for the physical body than Hatha Yoga. And that's my personal experience. And you know, I also spent 1 year in China. It was 2010. We went to China for 1 year together with my wife, and we lived in Chengdu city. Is a Sichuan province, very ancient one, beautiful one, and I managed a couple of art exhibitions there. I was learning Chinese at that time, not now. And you know, when I came across Chinese culture, it was really wonderful that quite many Chinese people after 50 years old, they start Qigong. Sometimes Tai Chi as well, but mostly Qigong. Young people are not interesting, but after 55 years of age, they really started. And those Chinese people who are really start this Qigong, you know, when you just observe how they look like at 70, 80, 85, 90, 95 years old, it's wonderful, it's perfect physical conditions. And I may say that if you take any number of Hatha Yoga practitioners, I'm really sorry to say about that, in the age of 85 or 90, they're the same old guys, nothing changed. Actually, Hatha Yoga is not bringing really good conditions when you are 85 or 92, but the Qigong really may transform your conditions. That's the reason why I choose Qigong and Tai Chi, and that was very important reason why actually I reached that point of self-healing. And okay, here in Moscow I have one friend of mine. He's approximately 90 years old right now. His name is Mr. Boris Kamov, and he is one of my mentors, and actually I was learning some yoga from him even before I met Yogi Ramaya. And this Mr. Kamov, now he is approximately 90 years old, and he started his pranayama and some yogic exercises. It was 1962, you may imagine, yeah, long time. And he's a healer, he is the journalist, and you know, he's in wonderful conditions. And actually, he's a big master of breathing exercises, pranayama techniques, and that's his conditions. And in the United States I met one guy, he's like 85 years old, and you know, he looks like not more than 60 or 55, and it was great surprise for me. And then he came to know that I'm practicing and teaching Kriya Yoga, and he was very happy because since like end of 60s, that American person, he is practicing Kriya Yoga, you know. And actually I think Hatha Yoga is not so helpful. It may make you, you know, feel fresh, but nothing more. But Kriya Yoga and Qigong is very good for health. Even I may say, think that, okay, most of my friends, they don't like it, but sometimes may say that even a kind of diet is not important. Actually, you may eat whatever you wish, including vegetables, fruits, meat and fish. But important is just the quality of the food and quantity. Better not to practice overeating, okay? But what may really give good health is positive thinking and proper, like Qigong and Kriya Yoga. That really brings a huge result. And I may say that well, unfortunately, most of the people who have become vegetarian, they hope that it will be first healthy, second mental balance, and third more spiritual. But none of that happened. And in my life, you know what, my style of food is like, I may like few years I'm vegetarian, few years I'm taking everything, few years I'm vegetarian, few years I'm taking everything. And actually maybe it's even more people will hate to hear, but Ayurveda is a great illusion. Ayurveda is a great illusion of India because you know, first of all that herbal medicine may help you, but only if you will live something like 5 centuries, not less. Because it's a very slowly way of medicine, and for the modern people it's not suitable. We are not living for 5 centuries, you know, and also that you know, panchakarma especially, it's quite often it's even dangerous. And I know quite many examples when people go through that panchakarma and then they come back to the Western countries, and then, you know, for years they're trying to restore their health, because panchakarma, it's like huge shock for your physical body, and then nobody knows and nobody is responsible what's happened. About Yogi Ramayana and his food habits, I think one day in a week he was fasting, sometimes on Monday, sometimes on Thursday. And one day in a week he was practicing mauna, so complete silence. And that's wonderful. And I may say sometimes I'm practicing this kind of fasting, like one day, can be Monday, can be Thursday, okay, it's just in the memory of my guru. Anyway, just to take water, just normal water, and no food, no juice, just water. And it's really soft, gentle and helpful. So for example, if I take my last food like Sunday evening, then no food in the night between Sunday and Monday, then complete fasting, only water on Monday, then no food in the next night, and okay, Tuesday morning I may just start with some salad or whatever, juice. That kind of fasting is very good, and so Yogi Ramayana was practicing that quite often. That's what I may say about his physical exercises. And he passed away when he was something like 83 years old. And I may say that it's not a big age. Yeah, okay. For example, I have quite a lot of people who are, even without yoga, may live till 90 years old. So 83 is not a huge age. And what I may say, that yogis, as you know, they choose when to live. And it's like Yogananda, he was something like 58 years old, in a perfect health condition, very strong health, and he just chose to leave his physical body when he was 58 or 59, okay, something like that. And it was a heart attack. That's how Yogananda left his body, but it was a conscious anyway action. And I know a lot of stories, like one day before, 1 week before, even few months before, Yogananda clearly told to his disciples that he going to leave, through the heart attack, that it was a conscious decision. And Yogi Ramayana, I believe that, okay, he passed away, it was 2006, and it was July 11, and it was Guru Purnima function on that day, and he just went into meditation, and then consciously left his body. And why he done it in this age, it's I mean it's his choice, because I remember that even when he was like 75, 80 years old, even more than 80, he was very strong with very good health, and to know any reason like that, only spiritual.
Can you recommend for me some good source of Qigong, or can you teach me Qigong?
Yeah, okay, let us, after Kriya Yoga, we can learn some Qigong, because yeah, we're using Skype, so you can see me and I can show some exercises. Yeah, for sure, it's extremely important, because it's like good health is a good foundation for meditation, and because then you can focus your mind on spiritual questions only, and or your life purpose, your creative projects, like that. And of course, we are not going to worship to our flesh, but we have to take care. It's, yeah.